Yo, what's up motherfuckers? Welcome to this video and my channel. I'm MF Ethan, and today we're gonna get into a little acid extravaganza. But before this video starts, I'd like to say a little disclaimer for YouTube. Nothing I say in this video should be taken seriously or should be taken as fact. I made this whole fucking thing up. As YouTube and a court of law is concerned, this is not a confession. This is all smoke and mirrors. This is all an elaborate ruse to fool druggies on the internet. As always, like, subscribe, and enjoy this story. So we're going to start off with the getting of these tabs. I found a guy on Snapchat, and he pulls up to a certain unspecified location, and I get the deed done. I get the tabs in hand. These were orange golden flake gel tabs. I'll pop a picture right here. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of this story. The real reason everybody's here. The night of taking the acid. The night we decided to take the tabs, it was my birthday. And before we took them, it was just a plain old birthday festivities, you know. Talking to family, eating cake, you know. The old birthday shit. So when we finally decided to take down the tabs, it was about 8 or so. So I distributed the tabs accordingly. I take one, my buddy Eric takes one, and my cousin Jake takes two. And if you know anything about gel tabs, or if you don't, gel tabs typically are 1.5 times the potency of a normal paper tab. So we down them when we get to straight chillin'. I'd only done acid once. Eric had never done it. But Jake had a couple of trips under his belt. There was a very apparent issue starting to arise. We were starting to run down to our last little bit of kush. And as everybody knows, you can't trip without weed. So we got on our phones and we started hitting everybody up under the sun for some bud. And then Jake finally finds a guy. But he's about 20 minutes out. And nobody but Jake had a license. So we hit the road just on the brink of coming up. And on the way there, I'm starting to feel like we floating in a spaceship. I'm starting to feel like I'm floating above the seat that I'm sitting in. And that's when I know I'm starting to come up for real. So you know, we pull up to the weed man's house and we get the package and we start heading back to my crib. And on the way, we stop by this gas station. And everybody was having a jolly old time. We was giggling, shooting the shit, you know. And that's how we knew we was going to have a good night. We had just hit the giggle phase. So, you know, we cruise on back to my house. And I step out of the car. And that's the exact second that I know that I'm full-blown tripping. The sky looked immaculate. It looked like it was half night and half sunset. I could see the moon. It looked amazing. So I walk into my house and I walk right past my dad and grandpa sitting at the dining room table. And I get my ass downstairs because my pupils were probably bigger than ever at this point. So Eric comes down to my room and we start playing some Black Ops Cold War. And decided we were going to go for that Nuketown mannequin Easter egg. So we jump right into it. And we fail a couple of times. And then we finally do it. But we get that fucking green one. I'll pop that image up right here. But we were going for that purple one. Because that purple one just looks so much better. So we keep trying. And eventually we hit it. It was so aesthetically pleasing. It looked fantastic while I was tripping. It looks cool to me being sober. So, you know, we're walking around the map just looking at shit. And then we start hopping into some 1v1, some quick scope battles, you know. I mean, I kicked his ass, but that's besides the point. After we get done with all that hootenanny and shit, we decide it's time to smoke. So we hop up in the smoke box. The smoke box is what I call it, but it's actually an under constructed bathroom that I currently smoke in. I'll pop up a pic of me smoking right here. So, we get to grinding and burning, we smoking it up. We smoking out of this little Daily High Club Space Invader piece. I'll pop that up right here. Bing! So, we're toking up heavy. And since my dad is building this bathroom, we got a custom light switch. So Lily, which is Jake's girl, starts fucking around with the light switch and turns on the fucking blue nightlight setting. And it switched up the vibe so hard for us three dipshits that were tripping then. It was like a complete left turn. Like every single one of us let out an audible whoa. And then she was like, "You want me to change it back?" And it's like, "No, you can't. You can't just like go back after hitting that." And then we continue smoking in session, and suddenly the door slams open like the fucking FBI was raiding the house. And I just see the silhouette of an old man. And then I realize it's my grandpa. And we all burst out laughing. Like, we are howling. And my grandpa says, "Hey, you wanna play some poker?" Which is the most stereotypical grandpa thing he could have said. And we continue die laughing. Like, we're howling at this point. Still to this day, I don't think I've ever laughed harder. So my cousin Jake, he's like, "Yeah, Grandpa, I'll play a little bit of poker after this little smoke sesh." So, we hop out of the smoke box, and at this point, my memory gets a little fuzzy. So, we get back to chillaxing, and I start peeking, getting full visuals. There's this pattern appearing on everything. I got these curtains in my room, these little Star Wars curtains, and they got these stars on them. And the second I know I'm tripping is when these stars pop out. Because they pop out every single time that I'm tripping. That's the second I know that I'm tripping. I look at these curtains and I fucking know. So, we're just watching random shit on TV. And so after that smoke sesh, I'm starting to peak and I just smoked. And usually that turns up my trip by 2 notches. I don't know. If you've never tripped before, for some people, smoking weed calms them down when they're tripping. Like it resets their trip and they come back down to earth. For me, when I'm tripping and I smoke, it turns it up threefold. It intensifies it, visuals, everything. Everything gets turned up to double. But so we're just chilling there, chillaxing. Jake comes back downstairs, and then I turn on Alice in Wonderland, the live action version with Johnny Depp. And I'm going back and forth between my phone and this movie. And I just looking at trippy images on my phone and shit. And then these two fucking bastards come on the screen. I'll pull up a picture right here. Bing! They come on the fucking screen. And I don't know if they talk in riddles or just plain spoke Chinese. But these two motherfuckers kept saying stuff, and I didn't understand a single word. There was 15 minutes of this movie from the start that these motherfuckers showed up until when I turned it off. There was 15 minutes where I didn't understand a single fucking word being uttered in this movie. I started to get worried. Like I got so high that I fucking broke my brain or something. And I fucking asked the group, and I'm like, do you guys know what they're saying, or like what the fuck is going on? And everybody was like, nah, no fucking clue. So I fucking change it. I put on some fucking National Geographic shit. And so I go to grab this little snack box that my mom sent me that's full of little knickknacks and snacks. Cause munchies were just about to set in. So, you know, we're hanging out, maxing, enjoying the trip. And the trip is starting to wind down. So, you know, Jake's like, hey, you wanna smoke again? And then I'll dip up out of here. And I'm like, hell yeah, bro. So we hit another little smoke sesh. And then we say bon voyage, deuces to Jake. And after that smoke sesh, I felt pretty alright. I felt more high than just tripping. Like I felt like the weed was starting to take over my brain more than the LSD. And then the LSD smacked me in the fucking face. Because we were past the peak, so my brain wasn't as coherent as this point. But I'm tripping harder than ever because it's a smoke sesh. And I don't know what the fuck is going on. And this is where the real tripping is done, baby. You're just a little stupid little baby ape. Just tripping sack. It's hard to read because your vision's so fucked up and everything. So I'm basically just sitting there tripping balls for another 2 hours and shit. And Eric goes to bed and the night starts to wind down to an end. But this is just a start to my LSD fueled adventures. I have tons of these stories. So if you guys ever want to hear another one, I think I'm going to keep these story times going. But that's about it for this video. I'll see you guys next time.